Leadership with the Ward County Jail is attempting to mitigate their higher than average turnover from last year. Paul Althoff, major at the jail, proposed a 3% raise for Ward County detention officers this morning. Juvenile detention officers are included. Althoff says they normally lose 12 people a year, but last year they lost 16. He says this year so far they've lost 13.
A lot of it is the stress of the job and what's going on down there. Our average daily population was 181 in June. We're kind of built for 150 on our staffing.
In addition to increased turnover, he says this past weekend their inmate population peaked at 200 for the first time ever. Commissioner Shelley Wepler, along with the rest of the commissioners, approved the pay raise.
Well, that's a big impact on your staff, because that is, I didn't realize we were near that 200.
Althoff mentioned that part of the increase includes housing more than 30 inmates from federal and other agencies.